Y'all, it's the morning of Comic-Con. Well, the morning that I'm driving to Comic-Con and setup day. And already I'm having a rough start to the morning, but let's just go ahead and get ready. So my morning was kind of rough. Obviously had to do my skincare routine and just get ready for the day. Did a full beat of makeup. It actually turned out really cute, but honestly it did not last very long. So it's officially time to start heading out. I'm gonna eat a little donut before I go. Actually, it's not a donut, it's a glazed croissant. But the guy did put an extra blueberry donut in there. So let me flip my camera. Like, how sweet. Hopefully these croissants last through the week though. And hopefully there's a microwave in the room. Ooh, nice and chewy. So good. Definitely would be better if it was warmed up though. I look pretty locked in right here, but I was really listening to the Smell Robbins podcast and it was really good. SoCal natives know that driving to San Diego, you're gonna pass the boobs. So obviously I had to get a video of that. I just pulled up to Oceanside for a quick bite and a bathroom break. Stopped by for some poke as well. I'm pretty hungry. This is like my first actual meal of the day. Here we go. First bite with no extra sauce. Let's see how it is. It definitely has more of a kick to it than I was expecting. I think as far as the spice, I would have liked it to be a little bit sweeter. Like, yes, I like spice, but I think if it was like a Thai chili and a little bit sweeter, I would have like really fucked with it. But it is good for what it is. Like, they were super friendly, by the way. 5 out of 5 service. And I was honestly just glad that I could use the restroom. I would definitely come back though if I was in the area again. I do love this little part of Oceanside. It's just like a chill, very like downtown area. It's not as like crazy as like some of the LA beach cities. And we're ready to pretty much bounce. Let's just see how it is right now. Okay, San Diego Convention Center. Yeah, 50 minutes. All right, on we go. Heading to downtown, the traffic was pretty crazy, but we finally made it. They definitely shut some streets down, so I can see why it's such a big deal for people to get here early. The boss greeted me at the door with my badge and we finally made it inside. A lot of the booths weren't ready yet because it's setup day. We were right next to the Disney and Hulu booth, so that was cool. So it's day 2 out here in San Diego. I am staying with my boss and her daughter, so I am just chilling right now in my room. Probably gonna go ahead and work out. And then later on it's gonna be preview night, so that's not gonna be till like 5, and we just need to head back to the convention center around 3 to finish setting up. And then from there, show's pretty much gonna get started. Made it to the gym ski. I'm gonna try to make this workout as quick as possible. I need to get lunch, get ready, shower, all of that. And then I'm gonna caffeine the fuck up. I would soon find out that that decision to work out and do leg day was one of the worst things I could have done this week. So pulling up to Petco Park, you can already see that there's a Labubu pop-up and there's people already lined up. I'd say we did about 80% of our setup the night before, so when we got there, we really just did small tasks and it didn't take much for us to finish. company is called I Heart Guts. We sell plushy organs and a bunch of organ accessories. So a lot of the people that came by our booth were people in the medical field or people who are gifting the items to someone that they're thinking of. So before the show gets started, we just got to make sure that the inventory is good to go. So I had to make sure that everything that we ordered from the warehouse would be on full display. Since we finished early, we were able to walk around a little bit and just explore. I honestly wasn't even allowed to film yet, but I didn't realize that. As you can see, a lot of people are still setting up. The Nickelodeon booth is obviously having a team meeting, so a lot of booths are doing the same. So here we're walking around and we're just trying to scope out as much of the convention center as we could before the show officially opens. I'm not really that big of a collector, so I honestly had no problem walking right past these booths during the rest of the week. I do like Funko Pop and I have a few, but I don't really get a lot of the superhero stuff. Most of my stuff is like from sitcoms and music and that kind of thing. Loungefly booth gives me trauma because at one of my jobs I had to deal with a lot of Loungefly collectors, and let's just say that they do not play about their Loungefly backpacks. The funny thing is, at one point I was walking around to get to the restroom and I ran into one of my coworkers at the jiu-jitsu gym. The guy that I thought was supposed to be covering my shift. Apparently he was working one of the booths there too, so we were both just hustling through the week. Once the doors opened to the public, we got hungry pretty fast, so we headed down to Gaslamp to try to get some food. Here you can see that they pretty much blocked off the entire street, so I don't even know how people were able to park here, honestly. Since it was still preview night, there were definitely installations going on, but they weren't open yet. We ended up deciding on Prince Street Pizza, which was the best choice of the week. I love me a naughty pie. As we come back, the crowds are finally starting to form, but trust me, this is nothing compared to the rest of the week. So preview night was pretty much a half day for us. It wasn't too crazy just yet, but I definitely wanted to make sure I stopped by the Tamagotchi booth towards the last 10 minutes so I wouldn't have to deal with any crowds later on. And that is the end of preview night. It's a new day and it's day 3 in San Diego. It's the first official day of SDCC and people are definitely excited to get their merch. Technically you're not supposed to be running through the convention center, so you can tell people are just trying to walk fast and take big steps and get to the booths that they need to get to. I definitely wanted to see some paddles, so I went over to Hall H to try to catch Joe Coy and Gabriel Iglesias.
How you doing? Can we please get a round of applause for Gabriel Fluffy Iglesias and Joe Coy?
This panel ended up being both inspirational and hilarious. And on top of that, they had amazing giveaway items.
It usually takes about 3 hands to hold this book. Basically, you want to squeeze to make sure that the surface is...
This is the greatest day of my life.
And then sometimes you want to make sure the ink is okay, so you gotta like, you gotta. And then you gotta make sure that it doesn't leak wet, so you gotta, yeah. So, there you go.
I think it's time to finish the panel and go backstage.
The Comic-Con people are like, yeah, never again.
Afterwards, I headed back to the booth, but my boss and her daughter were hungry, so I went on a food run. But outside, I saw this cute little Spider-Man pop-up truck, and they were giving away these free Spider-Man popsicles. Actually turned out not so bad. It was really fun. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty hot outside. Ended up walking about 2 miles more or less, stopped for some coffee, and came right back to the convention center. At this point of editing, I've already seen the Fantastic Four movie, but at the time, this had just gotten me really hyped for the movie. And y'all know I'm a martial arts girly, so I had to come back to this jiu-jitsu booth. If I was more involved in jiu-jitsu, I probably would have got something for myself. Then I stopped for a quick photo op next to Chucky. And when I found some downtime, I made it a point to check out one of these Filipino-owned booths. This one's called Le Petit Elephant. As I wrapped up my order there, I also saw another Filipino booth. This booth is called Cuento Comics, which is the first all-Asian, all-women-owned comic book brand. I definitely had to cop a book for myself and also some of their cute merch.
That was one of the breaks I had before heading back and then working for the rest of the night. Already, we were exhausted. Look, you hardly get any time to really sit down, especially when you're working at a booth. Friday, I was expecting it to be a lot busier. Here you can actually see the cast of Phineas and Ferb. Anyways, I definitely wanted to check out this panel as well. So it's hosted by Sibley Scholes, and the company is owned by Jeannie Buss, who, if you know me, you know I'm not a Laker fan, but she is legendary in the game of basketball. I really wanted to attend this panel because I was curious about pro wrestling, and lately I've just been having thoughts of making a transition into pro wrestling. It just looks like something that's so much fun, and honestly, probably pays more than Muay Thai. Sibley actually asked the crowd if anyone in the crowd was aspiring to be a WoW superhero, so of course I raised my hand. I just had to make my presence known. She even asked about me and I let her know that I was a Muay Thai fighter, and she said she was a fan without even seeing me fight, which I will take as a compliment any day. Honestly, the second floor of the convention center was so much more chill. They were selling a bunch of snacks that they didn't sell downstairs, and they had little stations for portfolio reviews, so I would definitely take that opportunity if you're someone that's aspiring to get into that field. I love Pudgy Penguins and I really wish I was able to buy something. Before we knew it, it was time to head home. On the way back to the shuttle, my boss and her daughter actually spotted a Filipino actor. They were able to get a picture with him and they were fangirling so hard, so I thought that was adorable and a great way to end the night. The dreaded Saturday awaits us. I knew this was going to be a crowded day, so this was my last chance to explore the expo hall before the crowds, and because on Sunday I would be coming in late, I really wanted to buy something at the Neopets booth because I grew up playing Neopets, but at this point I had already spent too much money, so I was like, let me just keep walking. You can't tell from these videos, but a lot of the convention staff are yelling at everybody to get back to their booths. Because technically we're not allowed to be exploring or waiting in lines before the convention opens. Honestly, I'm surprised I even caught this moment on camera because I kind of forgot I was recording. I'm gonna just let y'all watch it and you can tell me how awkward this really was.
There you go.
Are you a dancer?
I am.
So this is Charles Wynn of the legendary Kinja.
Oh, you look so funny.
Thanks.
Which, if you are part of the dance community, this is the dream team. Maybe the interaction wasn't as bad as I thought in my head, but I just really wish I would have said something else, and it's something that I keep playing back in my head. Like, oh my gosh, I'm a fan of your work, instead of, oh, you look familiar. Like, I mean, what else could he have really said to me in response to that? And to make things worse, I've actually taken his class before. But anyways, I just gotta move past it. And Charles, I doubt you'll ever see this video, but I'm so sorry for the interaction. Anyways, I was on a mission to the Avatar booth before the convention center opened, and I definitely got in line before we were supposed to. I also made it a mission to go to Joe Boy's meet and greet. I'm also a big John Cena fan, so I had to stop by the WWE Superstars booth to check out some of their action figures.
It's the last day of Comic-Con. The time has finally come. I apologize for not being able to vlog as much. I didn't think that... I mean, I knew we would be busy, but I didn't think it would be as busy as it really was. So it's just been hectic. I try to get as much footage as I can, but I will definitely get back to you guys just to kind of recap a little bit of it, and then also just give you guys a little haul on what I bought while I was over there. But yeah, just gonna push through these last few hours, and then it's time to head home finally.
Like I mentioned before, I was a little bit late today because I had to go to church in the morning. So I probably got to the convention center closer to noon. It kind of looks like I'm following the staff in front of me, but I'm really not. I don't even know that guy. And one of the last things I made sure to do was make sure I supported another Filipino comic book artist. Before we knew it, SDCC was over. Unfortunately, I didn't get any footage of anybody taking down their booth because my camera settings were off. But it was time to get home.
All in all, I had fun. I forgot to capture some footage towards the last little bit. I didn't realize that I was on photo mode and not video mode on my camera, which is so dumb, but whatever. Once I get back, I can finally do my little haul of freebies and stuff that I bought from SDCC 2025.
I'm gonna run through this haul as fast as I can, starting off with the freebies. Obviously got a lot of free printouts. Got the cabbage from the Avatar booth, some Gundam stuff, obviously this huge backpack to put all of our stuff in, a photo op, some more comic stuff, a free beanie, a fan, some extra large shirts, a few posters. My favorites were the fluffy keychain and the Joe Coy windbreaker, which we got as a giveaway from the Hall H panel. And here's a look at that cabbage. It really is a real cabbage. They even provided this little scone recipe, so that was cute. And now for the stuff that I bought. I obviously supported a lot of Filipino-owned brands, so here's some of the stuff I got from Cuento Comics, the stuff I bought from Joe Coy's booth, that poster from Next Art Comic booth, stuff from Le Petit Elephant, that pink tote bag I got for free, got that little Tamagotchi and it came with this free bag, got some enamel pins and stickers, got one of I Heart God's boobs signed by Joe Coy, which I thought was gonna be hilarious because that's pretty much what they were talking about on the panel. Of course, I had to get something for my boyfriend, so I got him the Batman vs. Deadpool shorts. And that pretty much sums it up. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you for the next video.